Hello and welcome to the In Solidum Lawyers channel, your reliable source in the world of computer law and cybersecurity. Today, we will explore the cyber threats that are lurking in the digital world. The digital age has transformed information into an asset of inestimable value, as crucial as any strong currency in the financial market. In this vast and virtual exchange space, personal and corporate data are continuously in circulation, and with this constant flow, threats emerge that put our security and privacy at risk. These cyber threats, characterized by their frequency and increasing sophistication, present significant challenges for individuals as well as for corporate structures and governmental entities. Attackers do not discriminate. They seek vulnerabilities in any point of a digital interaction they can exploit. For individuals, this could mean identity theft or the loss of financial assets through phishing techniques or malicious software. Companies face risk on a much larger scale, from data breaches that compromise sensitive customer information to targeted attacks that can destabilize entire operations. For governments, cyberattacks represent threats to national security, including the potential to interfere with democratic processes and essential services. The issue extends beyond the immediate loss of data or funds. The impact of a cyber attack can have long-lasting repercussions, eroding customer trust and damaging corporate reputation in ways that are often difficult to recover. Additionally, the regulatory environment is rapidly evolving to impose more severe sanctions on those who do not maintain adequate cybersecurity practices, adding legal and financial pressure to the already complex task of protecting digital assets. In the face of this landscape, we will guide you through the most common cyber threats we face today and offer our expert insight into the most effective strategies for safeguarding our information. With a practical and prevention-oriented approach, we will explore how diligence and continuous education in cybersecurity are fundamental to building a robust defense against cyber attacks. To navigate safely in cyberspace, it is essential to know and understand the types of cyber attacks prevalent in our time. First, let's talk about malware, which is an umbrella term for software designed with malicious intent, including viruses and trojans. Viruses are malicious code that replicates by nesting in other programs, while trojans disguise themselves as legitimate software, but compromise security by granting access to unauthorized systems. Then there are phishing attacks, which use fraudulent emails or websites to deceive people into obtaining confidential information such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details. These attacks leverage social engineering to manipulate users and are one of the most common and effective threats today. Ransomware, a particularly dangerous form of malware, blocks access to a victim's data through encryption and demands a ransom for the description. Its prevalence and success are due to the attacker's ability to execute monetary demands directly from the victims, causing not only financial losses but also paralyzing organizational operations. Furthermore, we have seen a worrying increase in brute force attacks, where attackers try multiple combinations of passwords to access protected systems, and supply chain attacks, where attackers infiltrate networks through third-party suppliers. These attacks are particularly pernicious because they can go unnoticed for long periods and affect multiple entities that rely on a common supplier. Each of these attacks represents a serious threat and requires our constant vigilance and an appropriate strategic and technological response to mitigate their impact. Proactively identifying a phishing attempt is essential to protect personal information and business infrastructure. First, it is crucial to pay attention to the quality of communication. Phishing attempts often contain grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, and language use that does not match what one would expect from an official or professional communication. These errors can be signals that the message is from a malicious actor. In addition, phishing attacks tactics often include unexpected or urgent requests for confidential information, such as passwords or social security numbers. Legitimate companies rarely, if ever, ask for this type of information through insecure channels like email. Therefore, any request for personal or financial data should be treated with a high degree of skepticism and verified through other means, such as contacting the company directly via a reliable phone number. Another point of attention should be the sender's email address. In many phishing cases, the address may have small differences from the official address or use a similar domain designed to deceive the victim. It is essential to verify if the email address matches the entity it claims to represent. Lastly, phishing attempts may include links or attachments that, if accessed, can compromise systems or steal information. Therefore, one should never click on links or download files from unknown or unverified sources. Implementing security solutions such as anti-phishing filters and continuous cybersecurity education are vital to strengthening the individual's and corporate resilience against these attacks. Encouraging employees to actively verify the authenticity of emails and to report any suspicious activity can create a preventive security culture that minimizes the risk of falling into these traps. To build an effective offense against cyber threats, companies must implement security strategies that cover various levels. The first line of defense includes robust firewalls that monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic, and antivirus solutions that protect against malicious software. These tools should always be up to date to recognize and neutralize the latest threats. In addition to technical measures, it is crucial to keep all systems and applications updated. Attackers often exploit vulnerabilities in outdated software to infiltrate corporate networks. Companies should implement regular software updates and security patch policies to close any gaps that could be exploited. The human factor also plays a significant role in cybersecurity. Regular training of employees in good security practices is essential. This should include awareness of phishing tactics, secure password management, and recognition of suspicious attempts at social engineering. Well-informed employees are one of the strongest defenses against cyber attack. Finally, regular security audits are critical to identify and mitigate risks. These audits can reveal undetected vulnerabilities and help companies better understand their security stance. In addition, it is advisable for companies to consider investing in cyber insurance to mitigate the financial consequences of potential security breaches. By combining these practices, a company can develop a resilient and adaptable cybersecurity environment that not only protects against current threats, but is also prepared to respond to future incidents. It is a continuous effort that requires commitment and constant updating in the face of the evolving threat landscape. When an organization detects that it has been the victim of a cyber attack, the initial response is crucial. The immediate first step should be to contain the incident to prevent further damage. This generally involves disconnecting the affected systems from the network to stop the spread of the attack. It's important to perform this task in a controlled manner to preserve evidence that may be useful in the subsequent investigation. The next step is to convene the organization's incident response team. This team should consist of members with predefined roles and responsibilities, including IT experts, cybersecurity specialists, and if possible, legal specialists. Together, they will develop an action plan that begins by identifying the nature and extent of the attack. This phase of the response focuses on understanding which systems have been compromised and how the attack was carried out. Notifying the authorities is also a crucial step. Depending on the nature and severity of the incident, this may include local or national law enforcement as well as data protection regulatory authorities if there has been a breach of personal information. In some cases, local or international legislation requires organizations to report certain types of data breaches within a specific time frame, so it is vital to know and comply with these legal obligations. Finally, communicating transparently and timely with all stakeholders is essential. This includes not only the authorities but also customers, partners, and employees who might be affected by the attack. The way an organization handles communication during and after a cyber attack can have a significant impact on trust and public perception. An effective communication strategy must be part of the incident response plan, ensuring that messages are clear, accurate, and provide guidance on the actions being taken and the steps that affected individuals should follow. Ransomware is one of the most destabilizing threats in the current cybersecurity landscape. It is a type of malicious software designed to block access to a user or business computer systems until a ransom is paid, which is generally demanded in cryptocurrency due to its anonymous nature. This type of attack can have devastating consequences, from loss of critical data to completely paralyzing an organization's operations. This malware spreads in various ways. One of the most common is through phishing emails that include infected links or attachments. When an unsuspecting user clicks on the link or downloads and opens the file, the ransomware is activated and begins to encrypt the files. Other infection methods can be through internet downloads that appear legitimate or by using infected USB drives, which, when connected to a network, can rapidly spread the ransomware to multiple devices. Ransomware also spreads by exploiting software vulnerabilities. Attackers actively search for systems that have not been updated with the latest security patches. Once they find a vulnerability, they exploit it to infect the system with ransomware. This is why keeping software updated with the latest security patches is one of the most effective defenses against this type of attack. Lastly, unprotected networks are a breeding ground for the spread of ransomware. In networks without adequate security, such as robust firewalls and intrusion detection systems, ransomware can move laterally after infecting on one machine, thereby compromising the entire network. This is why a layered defense strategy with which individuals protects each aspect of the IT infrastructure is essential to prevent the spread of ransomware and mitigate its effects if an initial infection occurs. Indeed, legal strategies are fundamental in the management of cyber risks. First, it is vital for companies to establish robust and updated privacy policies that not only informs users about how their data is managed, but also establish clear internal protocols on the collection, use, and protection of data. These policies should reflect applicable laws such as the GDPR in the European Union or the CCPA in California, ensuring that the company not only protects its customers, but also itself from potential legal penalties. Moreover, terms of service should be drafted in a way that limits the company's liability in the event of cybersecurity incidents, while establishing clear expectations between the company and its users. Service level agreements, SLAs, with third-party providers are also crucial, as they should detail responsibilities regarding data security and incident response, as well as establish the consequences of failing to meet such standards. Regarding legal compliance, it is imperative for companies not only to follow current regulations, but also to maintain an active compliance program that includes regular audits and risk assessments. Privacy Impact Assessment, PIAs, are a preventive legal tool that helps organizations identify and mitigate privacy risk before launching new products or services that process personal data. Lastly, it is essential for companies to develop an incident response plan that includes clear procedures for data breach notifications. This is not only a legal requirement in many jurisdictions, but can also limit reputational damage and financial losses following a cyber attack. In summary, a comprehensive legal strategy that encompasses prevention, compliance, and response is key to any organization's cyber resilience. Online identity theft is a growing threat in our digital society. To start, it's fundamental for individuals to use strong and unique passwords for each of their accounts. This means avoiding simple or repeated passwords that can be easily guessed or extracted through data breaches in other services. Tools like password managers can help create and remember complex passwords, significantly reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second step of verification, typically through a text message, a phone call, an email, or an authentication app. This method is effective because even if a password is compromised, the attacker will also need access to the second factor to log into the account. Moreover, being cautious about sharing personal information online is key. Details like birth dates, home addresses, or identification numbers should not be disclosed unless absolutely necessary and only on trusted and secure websites. It's important to always check the URL of the page and look for signs of security such as the padlock in the address bar indicating an encrypted connection. Lastly, keeping security software up to date is crucial. This includes not only antivirus and anti-malware, but also the operating system and applications. Updates often contain patches for security vulnerabilities, which if unaddressed could be exploited by attackers. Staying informed about common phishing tactics and warning signs can also help individuals avoid falling victim to scams seeking to steal personal information. In summary, a combination of solid computer security practices and vigilant common sense is the best defense against online identity theft. Facing a cyber attack requires a quick and organized response. The first step is to immediately change all passwords, especially if the same credentials are used across multiple sites or services. It is preferable to do this from a device that is known to be uncompromised. Using a mix of alphanumeric characters and symbols can significantly increase the strength of the new passwords. After securing the accounts, it's essential to review bank and credit card statements for any unauthorized activity. If suspicious transactions are found, contact the financial institution immediately to report the potential fraud and, if necessary, close the affected accounts or change card numbers. Notifying the authorities is also a critical step. This includes reporting the incident to local police and, depending on the nature of the attack, involving specific cybersecurity agencies. In some countries, there are specialized units for cybercrimes that can offer assistance and take action to pursue the attackers. For businesses, transparent communication with affected customers is vital and must be done respecting applicable laws and regulations, like the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) in Europe or state breach notification laws in the United States. Data breach notification protocols should be followed, informing customers about the nature of the attack, the data that may have been compromised, and the measures that are being taken to resolve the issue and prevent future breaches. In addition, businesses should work closely with cybersecurity professionals to investigate the attack, understand how the systems were compromised, and learn from the incident to bolster their cyber defenses. In an interconnected world, cybersecurity has become an indispensable part of our daily and work lives. The ever-changing nature of cyber threats demands that we remain vigilant and proactive in protecting our personal and corporate information. At In Solidum Lawyers, we understand that keeping up with the latest trends and threats in cybersecurity can be overwhelming, but it's essential for safeguarding our digital integrity. We are committed to providing you with the knowledge and tools necessary to understand and address these risks. Our firm offers a range of services, including security audits, legal counsel in cybersecurity and privacy, and incident responses, all designed to strengthen your stance against cyber threats. Furthermore, we emphasize the importance of prevention. That's why we offer trainings and workshops for businesses and individuals, aiming to equip every person and organization with the abilities to identify and respond to digital risks. Our experience tells us that an informed and prepared community is the first line of defense against cyber attacks. We at In Solidum Lawyers would like to thank you for attending our webinar. We hope you have found the information provided to be valuable and enlightening. Remember, cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. Stay safe online, and we look forward to seeing you at our future events. We thank you for taking the time to strengthen your knowledge in this vital field. Remember that cybersecurity begins with awareness, and every step we take towards education and caution strengthens our defenses against malicious actors. We are proud to be your ally on this journey towards a safer and more secure digital environment. If you have found this content useful and wish to keep up to date with the latest trends and tips in computer and legal security, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to activate notifications so as not to miss any of our updates. Additionally, sharing this video can be of great help to those in your circle who might not be aware of the risks or the protective measures available. We say goodbye not as a farewell, but as a reminder to remain alert and secure in the vast digital world. Until our next meeting, continue protecting your information and digital assets. See you next time.